Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, if you've watched my videos, you've seen that I've done a couple videos now on upside down fires. And I've always done them for a long-term fire using, pretty good size rounds on the bottom, gradually building up to smaller stuff, and something that would just last for hours and hours that's maintenance free. Well, just so that you know, an upside down fire does not have to be a long-term fire. I have actually, as I'm getting back out here every week now, got into the habit of doing these small upside down fires, just breaking off small limbs, crisscrossing them, biggest on the bottom, gradually working my way up to make a fire that lasts me 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but puts out a lot of heat during a short period of time. So like today, it was about 19 degrees when I left my truck, and I have hiked quite a ways up a hill, and I'm ready to take a break. I'm thirsty and I'm craving a little snack, and I got a protein bar shoved in my pocket here for a morning snack. So perfect time to build a fire that's not going to burn a long time, but is going to put out a lot of heat. So we're going to make a miniature upside down fire. And by the way, guys, it's good to be back out here. And at least for the time being, I have a break in my schedule, and I can get out here and do some videos and spend some quality time out here, get back in back in the groove of everything. I've been surrounded by woodpeckers all morning, just listening to them tap, 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 tap on the trees. So it's been pretty cool. Let's start with a resource walk. Okay, before we go over here, I got a little spot that picked out to build a little fire. Got some tree boughs cut to sit on and just kick back, have lunch, drink water. And actually, I built it up on a little hill so that I could watch these woodpeckers at work in the valley. We're going to do a little resource walk. So let me flip you guys around. Okay, you can see there's an old logging road, which is actually what I hiked up, and then I veered across the logging road to get up on the hillside over here. But let's take a look. So I deliberately turned off into this spot because, as you can see, I'm just surrounded. Listen to this. Hear how dry that is? See, it's been snowing out here, freezing, before that raining, but the wood up under these trees is just as dry as can be. So if you see all of that, and that's all I need for what I'm doing a short-term fire. Here's a snag right here with all kinds of branches on it going up. And back up under here, and I already grabbed a couple handfuls of this. There's some really, really fine stuff. See all that? So I grabbed about 3 big handfuls of that. I broke off a bunch of these dry limbs like that, and I've made some piles. But when you're hiking along out here in the Ochikos, or probably anywhere, when you come to a place with lots of resources and you're thinking it's close to time to stop, take advantage of your resources. See, now here I used a bunch of this too. See all that moss in there? That moss will catch a flame and burn. All these dry limbs, they're just snapping. Everything up under the trees is dry. So I got me a little spot over here. Now it's out in the open on the side of a hill, but I did that deliberately because I want to sit here and watch all these woodpeckers work. They've been working all through that valley down there. In fact, I'll give you a look. I'll give you all the way around so you can see. There's a distant hill. I actually hiked up here. I actually hiked up there for a while, came back down here because I have all these resources. And yeah. It's that big pine snag right there in the middle. There's actually another one right there. There's a, sounds like a whole flock of woodpeckers just working that thing to death. So I thought it'd be cool. This would be a perfect place to take a break, hydrate, have a snack, get warm by a fire before I do any more hiking. And I got woodpecker television. So let me pause you guys and set up here, and we're gonna do a miniature upside down fire. Okay, now you guys probably won't be able to see my head or face at all in the video, but you're gonna be able to see what I'm doing. So first of all, I got me some tree boughs to sit on and kneel on while I'm working. And I already gathered up some of those dry limbs that I was showing you guys. I broke them off. And just to best show you, we're not going to do a long-term upside down fire, but we're going to do one that's going to burn here for about a half hour. And I can throw more wood on top if I want it longer, or if it burns out quicker. But it's going to throw out a lot of heat, and it's going to go up really quickly, get to burning really quickly. So I got some stuff about, you know, as thick as my thumb to put on the bottom here. Make sure you guys can see. I'm trying to do this all where you are in line with everything. Okay, so there's my bottom layer. Now I got another pile of stuff here that's just a little bit smaller, and we're going to go this way. This one broke on me. We'll just put it there in two pieces. Now I got stuff a little bit smaller again. This time we'll go the opposite way again. And finally, some stuff that's even a little smaller yet. And we'll go back the other way. And that's going to give us a nice foundation for a small upside down fire. If I want it to burn longer, I can do one of two things. I can put on more, you know, layers going up, crisscrossing, or I can just add some bigger stuff to the bottom and start with bigger. And that's how you control this. If you want a long-term fire, you'd start with some big stuff and make this tall and just let it burn down. So next thing I'm going to do, I grabbed several handfuls of that fine stuff I told you about. I'm going to spread it out a little bit so that embers can fall down through and air can come up underneath. So I got one layer that way. And I got another layer this way. And I'm spreading it out. Again, it's not bundled real tight. So oxygen can come from underneath and embers can fall down from the top. And one small final layer on top. Okay, let me move my stuff back here a little bit so it doesn't all burn. Okay, now you can light that top pretty much any way you want with a little bit of tinder. If things are really dry, you can just put a match. Now it's only 19, so if you have a lighter, unless you warm it up like under your arm or something, it's not gonna light. But this moss and stuff and this lichen is dry enough to where you could ignite it that way. Cotton ball with Vaseline, fantastic. Just put it down here under some of this, light it, and it will start burning the stuff above and the stuff below. What I like to do is when I'm bushcrafting like today, is I like to find some fat wood and make me a pile of shavings on a piece of bark or a rock or whatever. I threw in half of a fire plug and made some fine shavings, scrapings, a few small sticks of fat wood. So I'm going to light this, and then I'm just going to pour it down into here, and it will start burning down and burning up at the same time. So where can I go that you guys can see me? Let me see if you can see up over here. Oh yeah, right there. Okay. So let's see if we can't ferro rod that into flame. Come on. There we go. So I'll let that get burning good. And then once that starts burning good, I'll pour it right down here, and it'll start burning up and start burning down at the same time. So all that fat wood burning good. And I'm just going to gradually shake a little bit of it down in here, spread it out. There we go. And that is going to get that whole thing going. So two things are happening that are beneficial to fire. Because of all of the gaps, air is coming up underneath and helping that to burn, to go up in flames. And the other thing is those embers that are, burning up on top are falling down. They're gradually starting to fall down into the next layer. And from there, they'll go to the next layer. By the time it starts getting to the bigger stuff, there'll be plenty of heat, plenty of embers, and it'll just keep on going. And if you want, you can throw a few more small things on top. If you don't want, you can just kick back. Like me right now, I've got my big pile of tree boughs here. I'm facing that valley where the woodpeckers are. I can just kick back, hydrate, and have my snack that I was going to have. I'll throw a few more pieces on top. But the thing is it's putting out a tremendous amount of heat. That's one thing about the upside down fires, is they put out a tremendous amount of heat, even a small one like this. Even a small, because you've seen I just made a small area, but when you start a small fire and you gradually add a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, it takes a while before it starts generating a lot of heat. The upside down fire starts generating a lot of heat right away. And that's what I want in this type of environment. And again, if I wanted a long-term fire or an overnight fire, you've seen me before do big upside down fires. I just wanted something to warm by while I hang out here. Have me a pure protein bar. This one is chocolate peanut caramel. These things taste great, and they really are a great source of nutrition, by the way. I pick them up by the box at Walmart. 20 grams of protein, 190 calories, wide variety of flavors. That and some water, and I'll be good you know, for a couple hours till I want to get serious and stop for lunch. But this thing is just feels fantastic. My hands are warm, my legs are getting warm, and it's going to burn for a while now. Those bigger layers, it's just going to burn. I think I got a good half hour here, and if not, I've got a few more big limbs that I've piled off to the side that I can just throw on there and add to it. But again, the reason we did this today is I wanted to show you guys that when you're out on the trail and you're not intent on staying for a long time, not intent on doing an overnighter, you just want something for the short term, you can still do an upside down fire. Just do a miniature version of it. And it has tremendous benefits. Heat and clean burning. You see, when you start a small fire on the ground, often it smokes, and again, it takes a while to generate heat. This is clean burning because the oxygen is coming up underneath. That flame is high from the air up underneath, and it's burning clean, and it's burning hot. It's throwing out a lot of heat. So with that in mind, miniature version of the upside down fire, this is the perfect time of year. Here we are, January, and for the next couple months, when I'm out here doing hikes, and I hope to be doing a lot more when I want to stop, perfect fire. So guys, hope you enjoyed this, and be putting up another video probably in just a couple days, so please stay tuned. Right now my schedule is allowing me to get back out here, get some videos done for you guys, have some cool time for myself. So stay tuned. Should be another video up just a couple days behind this one. All right. Dan at Ochika Bushcraft. Thanks, guys.